Perspectives. What could be more important than our collective of infinite perspectives? Specifically, your accountability individually, understanding your own perspectives, participating impact on those you consider close friends and loved ones. This very moment, as the student teacher, to whom do you think you're ever truly speaking or preaching towards? Ever truly blaming, shaming, resistant, and ever really standing against? Ever truly praising, inspired by, idolized, and ever really motivating to change? We've seemed to be collectively a sleepwalk walking zombie society, completely oblivious and unaware we are missing the point. Furthermore, we are resistant to being willing to find the point we're missing. Just keep replying with complaining, expectation, rather than appreciation. Focus our flaming blame arrows towards anything other than the responsible party. If you are ready, as most endlessly claim to be, tell you what you just heard being contradicted, listen to yourself by first questioning everything you think you believe. Who's the influential force always flanking at your left while you are always right? Well, you're not wrong, never are. In fact, you're right 100% of the time, without exception. It's only we that are leaving. I is what must leave you lonely. Can you hear the music yet? Do you just keep talking? Wait to speak? Have you never felt the feeling of having been heard? Most, no. Not because it's non-existing, rather, you haven't learned that being heard is something you earn by first listening. The freedom of speech and its vital importance to freedom itself is more accurately described to today's perspective of immaturity by changing the perspective of delivery to say, it's our freedom to listen to another's perspective without telling them shit because their perspective on their experiences can only be given and unique to them. Yet they're wrong, small, ugly, disgusting, stupid, dumb, a wretched sinner. This is the practice of a tyrant. Using fear tactics to require submission or to manipulate the giving of liberties in exchange for feeling safe, trapped in the prison of illusionary security. Negatively polarized codependencies, stealing from another because their perspective about the other is dangerous, insane, craziness even, nonsense, or just ignorant. This perspective singularity is the path to the suffering of fools, becoming arrogant. In short, we as a people, the human species, have yet to learn how to communicate. We still believe in extremely new, old ways today, so unnecessary to live. Instead of choosing the gift that is given, simply be terrified. So many refuse to give away any empathy. Harness the power of the empathetic vulnerability that is the truly courageous, peaceful warrior. Duality itself has become the traditional patsy. Time to climb out of the space between a rock and our chosen hard spot. Your tunnel vision is a perfect 20/20th. I get it. Maybe it's best if you keep practicing. It's a foreign concept. May I warn you, however, one that's going viral at the velocity of the terminal. What if you miss? God heaven forbid. If you miss and are not the best, could you live with it? Pretty sure without the all-encompassing bad habits that diagnose, label, and brand with bite-sized barking demands, a man, woman, or child as narcissistic, for instance, as today's favorite defamation of character to define the selfish and unaccountable person that loves to see another suffer. I ask you this, have you ever met a single person that was so absent emotions that another's suffering was their only focus? I ask you this, have you ever met a person so absent of being shown they've ever existed that without any love, empathy, or shown a single moment of purpose, have turned their entire focus and life inward? We label them sociopathic. Every single one of us exhibits varying degrees of narcissism. Compassion and patience towards open and brutal, honest communication is the awakening perspective everyone's seeing. Few are willing to do the recognizing. The warriors of truth, I acknowledge your silent and perilous nights. I am eager to learn about your experience, eager to share my own, compare to help us thrive. Not do or die survive. Without competition, I hope you don't give a shit. The point is that no one lives your fantasy. You are the only reader, writer, narrating to the ether. What could be more important than a perspective matured to allow themselves to listen and share perspectives? Who do you think is listening to every expression? Stuck in separation. So sad to see how little attention is paid to our learning how to listen to our only expressions that will ever be in an individual's creative control, as it's everyone else that provides us with the necessary reflections, so that this thing we call purpose has the chance to choose to breathe at all, expanding our own individual awareness to master the spectrums of spherically evolving, our greater perspectives. The truth will never speak to those that think they are right or wrong. For a singular perspective, they are always right. A collective's perspective. From that singular perspective is always wrong. Only when you seek for expanding perspectives can you hear the truth and replace right and wrong with being correct. It was in the writing of this poem. From the moment on, we wax sentient. It's our relationship with communication we are developing. And communicating our perspectives must be done as it's being communicated to and through us with feeling, emotions which cannot lie. All we are meant to do is share the story of our emotions, spoiler alert, at the source of our connection to each other. So, next time you say or hear someone at a trivia pursuit, game night talk shit about another's unique exposures, experience, difference in focal memorization, and or just potentially not, as into being the master of trivial pursuit.